I'm Jenna with Stahls TV. Here in the Craft Corner, we publish new videos every week to inspire decorators and crafters like you with new ideas that you could potentially sell at your home or craft business. And while we're doing that, we tend to get a lot of questions about the dimensions of the artwork we're putting on the shirts and where placements go for each garment. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you those dimensions and how to place them on a variety of different garments. To get started, let's head to the press. To get started, we're going to load on our adult tee here. Make sure it's nice and flat and the seams are off of the platen. We're going to do a quick preheat for a couple seconds just to release any moisture or wrinkles in the fabric. Now to do a full front, you're looking at dimensions of a 12 by 14. And to line this up, we want to find center by pulling out the sleeves and making sure it's nice and even in there, so we can move it over just a little bit. And we want to be about 2 to 4 inches down from the collar depending on the size of the shirt. So since this is an adult tee, I want to be about 4 inches down. So I'm going to just place 4 fingers down and drop it right below my 4th finger. Okay, just going to make sure that's nice and straight. Grab our cover sheet. And this is glitter flakes we're going to apply for 10 to 15 seconds at 320 degrees. Glitter flakes a hot pill, so we can go ahead and pull this carrier back. We have our adult tee with our 12 by 14 inch graphic. Now we're going to take another adult tee and do a medium front. Make sure our seams are off the platen. Another quick preheat. Going to be using flock for this design. And again, it's going to go 4 inches down from the collar. Make sure it's nice and centered. And since it's a medium front, it's going to be an 8 by 8 design. Make sure we flatten that out when we put cover sheet on. Flock applies for 8 to 10 seconds at 320 degrees. Flock is a warm pill, so we're going to wait for this to cool down just for a little bit. I'm going to take it off the platen so it can get nice and cool. So we can go ahead, peel this carrier back. And now we have our 8 by 8 inch design for a medium front on a large adult tee. Next we have a small adult tee. We just want to pull the collar off. We don't have to worry about the seams of this shirt since there are no side seams. We're just going to preheat this again for a couple seconds. And we're going to be doing a 4 by 12 design. It's considered a cross chest. So we want to make sure we're about 4 inches down from the collar. Grab our cover sheet and apply at 300 degrees for 10 to 15 seconds. Peel our carrier back. We have our completed 4 by 12 inch design for a small adult tee. Next we're going to be doing a pocket design, so I'm going to place my heat printing pillow down first, so that the seams of the pocket sink down into the pillow and raise the area where we're going to be pressing our design. Before we press our design, we're going to do a quick preheat and double check our pressure since we added that pillow underneath there. And our design is going to be a 3.5 by 3.5. You want to make sure your design is just below these seams so you don't have those poking through. Cover with a cover sheet and apply apply for 10 to 15 seconds at 320 degrees. We'll peel our carrier back. Now we have our 3.5 inch by 3.5 inch pocket design. For an adult tee, pockets are usually a 4x4, so we want to keep our dimensions at 3.5 by 3.5. Now if you're doing a toddler tee, that pocket's going to drop in size, so we typically suggest to do a 3x3 for that size pocket. Now we have a ladies medium shirt, and since we're going to be pressing the bottom of the shirt here, I'm going to make sure that that area is up on my platen and do a quick preheat. I'm going to adjust my pressure. Another popular way to decorate t-shirts is at the bottom of the shirt. So whether you're doing a right or left side of the shirt, it's going to be a 5x6 design. Just going to cover with our cover sheet and apply at 300 degrees for 10 to 15 seconds. Go ahead and peel our carrier. So now we have our 5x6 inch design for our front bottom left part of the shirt. Next we're going to be printing the sleeve of a hoodie. I already have my heat printing pillow in there. It's going to keep me from having an uneven pressure from the bottom seam of the sleeve. I'm going to do a quick preheat and check the pressure of my press. The dimensions of my design are going to be 2 by 11.5. I'm just going to place my design right in the center of the sleeve. I'm going to grab my cover sheet. We're applying Premium Plus, so I'm going to apply this for 8 seconds at 300 degrees. Premium Plus is a warm to cold pill, so I'm going to pull this off the platen, take out my pillow, and wait for it to cool down a little bit. Now that it's cooled down, I can go ahead and peel the carrier. And now I have a sleeve design at 2 by 11.5 inches. Next we have an adult medium size tee. We're going to be doing a left chest. Before that, I'm going to do a quick preheat. Since this is a men's tee, my left chest design is going to be a 5x5. This can range anywhere between a 3.5 by 3.5 to a 5x5. It all depends on the size of the shirt that you're applying. This is a medium adult tee and a men's, so we can keep our design at a 5x5. Also want to point out, whenever you're placing your design, you want to pay close attention to where the collar ends on the top, because that's exactly where your design is going to line center with. Should be about 6 inches down from the collar, depending on the size of your garment. You can go ahead and grab our cover sheet and apply hologram for 10 to 15 seconds at 320 degrees. Hologram is a cold pill, so I'm going to wait for this to cool down by pulling it off the platen. Now that it's cooled down, I can go ahead and peel the carrier back. Now we have a left chest done in a 5 inch by 5 inch design. Now that we're done with the adult tees, we can go ahead and move along to the youth and toddler tees. We have a youth tee here in a size medium. I'm putting my heat printing pillow down first since we're working with some seams here. I'm going to do a quick preheat and double check our pressure. When applying a youth tee, you want to go just a couple inches down from the collar. So I'm going to use 3 fingers to measure that out. And find center by lifting up my sleeves, making sure everything's nice and centered and flat. I'm gonna go ahead and grab my cover sheet. This is fashion film. We're gonna be applying this for 15 to 20 seconds at 320 degrees. Fashion film's a hot peel, so we can go ahead and peel this carrier back. Now we have a full front for a youth. That's 8 inches by 8 inches. Next we have a small toddler shirt. So I'm going to keep my heat printing pillow on there since we're working with some seams. And I'm going to do a quick preheat to release the moisture and wrinkles from the shirt. And we're going to be doing a full front for a toddler. So this is going to be a 5.5 by 5.5. I'm just going to place this about 1 inch down from the collar. So I'm going to use 2 fingers to measure that. Grab our cover sheet. And again, we're applying fashion film, so that's 15 to 20 seconds at 320 degrees. Fashion film's a hot peel, so we can go ahead and pull the carrier off. We have our toddler full front 5.5 by 5.5 inches. Last but not least, we have a onesie. I'm gonna do a quick preheat, make sure my pillow's still in there, since we're working with a lot of seams here around the collar and sleeves. A full front for 6 to 18 months for a onesie is a 5 by 5, and it's going to go about 1 inch down from the collar. Again, I'm just going to use 2 fingers to measure that out. Place my design down. For 6 to 18 months, it's a 5 by 5. Keep in mind if you're doing a newborn or a 3 to 6 months, it's going to be a smaller dimension. Hologram is a cool peel, so we're going to take that off the platen and let it cool down. Now that it's cooled down, we can go ahead and peel our carrier. And now we have a 5 by 5 inch design for a 6 to 18 month onesie. Now the dimensions that I showed you in today's video are just a few of the most common placements in the apparel decoration industry. Be sure to visit Stahls TV and download our design and placement guide for a variety of different placements and dimensions of each. I'm Jenna with Stahls TV, and thanks for joining me in the Craft Corner.
Are you looking for more ways to use or make money with your craft cutter? Then check out StahlsTV.com, where you'll find more how-to videos and tutorials just like the one you've watched.